Imagine going on a family vacation to a beautiful seaside resort, excited to relax and create memories. But in an instant, everything turns into a nightmare when your child vanishes without a trace. This is the chilling reality the McCann family faced on May 3rd, 2007. Madeleine McCann, a lively 3-year-old British girl, was on vacation with her parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, and her twin siblings in Praia da Luz, Portugal. The family had chosen the picturesque Ocean Club Resort, a quiet spot where families could unwind. That night, the McCanns, along with their friends, dined at a nearby tapas restaurant just 50 meters from their holiday apartment. The parents had a routine in place. Every 20 to 30 minutes, one of them would check on the children who were sleeping in the apartment. But at around 9:05 p.m., everything changed. Kate McCann walked into the bedroom to find an empty bed where Madeleine had been peacefully sleeping. Panic set in as she realized her daughter was gone. That moment marked the beginning of one of the most infamous missing child cases in modern history. The frantic search for Madeleine began immediately, but what followed was a chaotic and disorganized effort that left investigators grasping at straws. As the minutes turned into hours, the likelihood of finding her seemed to fade like a shadow in the night. As soon as Kate discovered Madeleine was missing, she raised the alarm. Resort staff, local residents, and tourists quickly joined the search, scouring the complex and surrounding areas for any sign of the little girl. However, crucial time was lost due to confusion and miscommunication. Local police, the Polícia Judiciária, PJ, were called in, but their response has been criticized as slow and uncoordinated. Early on, no boundaries were established to secure the crime scene, and potential evidence was compromised. What should have been a methodical investigation quickly spiraled into a desperate search, clouded by errors and missed opportunities. By morning, Madeleine was still nowhere to be found, and speculation began to grow. The McCanns and the police explored various possibilities. Could she have wandered off? Was she kidnapped by someone staying at the resort? Or was there something even more sinister at play? With no solid leads, the world's media descended upon the small Portuguese town, igniting a media frenzy that would last for years. Was Madeleine McCann the victim of a random kidnapping? Or did someone closer to her know more than they were saying? Theories surrounding her disappearance have become as famous as the case itself, with each twist taking us further down a rabbit hole of speculation. Theory number 1: stranger abduction. The most widely accepted theory is that Madeleine was abducted by a stranger. Witnesses reported seeing a man carrying a child away from the apartment complex around the time of her disappearance. This led to initial suspicions of a foreign intruder or even a local with knowledge of the area. Some believe Madeleine was snatched by someone who had been watching the family for days, carefully planning the abduction. But without concrete evidence, this theory remained just that: speculation. Theory number 2: the parents' involvement. As the case gained global attention, the McCanns themselves came under the spotlight. Portuguese police began to suspect that Kate and Jerry McCann might be hiding something. Could it be that Madeleine's disappearance wasn't an abduction, but a tragic accident covered up by her parents? The media added fuel to this theory, with headlines accusing the McCanns of neglect and even foul play. In 2007, they were officially declared arguidos, formal suspects, though they were later cleared due to lack of evidence. However, this cloud of suspicion continues to hang over the case. Theory number 3: human trafficking. Another theory points to the possibility that Madeleine was kidnapped by a human trafficking ring. Portugal's proximity to Europe's trafficking routes, along with Madeleine's age and appearance, made this a plausible scenario. Investigators pursued leads suggesting that she may have been taken abroad, possibly sold to wealthy buyers or forced into an illegal adoption. Despite international investigations, no definitive proof has ever surfaced. How does a small, peaceful town turn into the epicenter of an international scandal? With Madeleine McCann's case, the investigation itself became as much of a mystery as her disappearance. In the rush to find answers, critical mistakes were made, and the finger-pointing only added to the confusion. From the outset, the investigation was marred by a series of blunders. Local Portuguese police, the Polícia Judiciária, PJ, were unprepared for a case of this magnitude. They failed to properly secure the apartment where Madeleine had disappeared, allowing potential evidence to be contaminated. Strangers, hotel staff, and even the McCanns moved freely through the scene, unaware of how crucial those early hours were. Relations between the Portuguese authorities and British investigators grew tense as the two teams clashed over their approach. The PJ seemed convinced early on that Madeleine's disappearance was an accident, pointing fingers at her parents. The British police, however, leaned toward the theory of abduction. The lack of cooperation between the two countries created delays, miscommunications, and missed opportunities to follow promising leads. The media played its part in stirring controversy. Sensationalist stories, false reports, and relentless pressure on investigators only deepened the divisions between the authorities and the public. The case soon became less about finding Madeleine and more about finding someone to blame. Years have passed since that fateful night, but the search for Madeleine McCann has never truly ended. Just when the world starts to forget, new developments emerge, reigniting the hope that answers might still be found. In 2011, the British government launched a review of the case, known as Operation Grange, led by Scotland Yard. This operation brought fresh eyes to the investigation and uncovered new leads. However, as promising as some of these leads seemed, none provided a definitive answer. The case took another dramatic turn in 2020 when a German man named Christian Bruckner was identified as a new suspect. Bruckner, a convicted sex offender, had been in the Praia da Luz area at the time of Madeleine's disappearance. Despite the media's excitement over this new development, hard evidence linking Bruckner to the crime has yet to materialize. The German authorities continue to investigate him, but without concrete proof, the mystery remains unsolved. Meanwhile, the McCanns have never given up hope. Every year on Madeleine's birthday, they renew their plea for information, urging anyone with knowledge to come forward. As of 2024, no breakthrough has closed the case, but the search continues, driven by the belief that someday the truth will come to light. Do you believe the truth will ever be uncovered? Or will this case remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Madeleine McCann's disappearance sparked global media frenzy, fueling both hope and harmful scrutiny. While coverage raised awareness of missing children, it also led to public division, false accusations, and defamation lawsuits. As interest faded, the McCanns' search for their daughter persisted. What makes the disappearance of Madeleine McCann so perplexing? Why, after all the leads, suspects, and investigations, do we still not know the truth? Despite extensive efforts, Madeleine McCann's disappearance remains a mystery. With few clues and conflicting theories, some fear the truth may never emerge, while others still hope for a breakthrough. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann isn't just a tragedy. It's a haunting reminder of how one moment can change everything. Years later, the question remains, how can a child vanish without a trace, even in a world so interconnected? This case has left a profound impact, not only on the McCann family but on global society. It has reshaped how we think about child safety, travel, and media coverage. The massive public attention led to a re-evaluation of missing children investigations and fostered international cooperation on such cases. For the McCanns, the search for their daughter has become a lifelong mission, a fight for answers that has drawn sympathy and scrutiny in equal measure. As we reflect on this mystery, one thing is clear: Madeleine McCann's case is more than just an unsolved disappearance. It's a story that continues to captivate, frustrate, and inspire those seeking justice. We may never know what truly happened that night in 2007, but the world will keep asking, will we ever find out what happened to Madeleine McCann? The disappearance of Madeleine McCann will continue to echo through history as one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time. But the search for answers is far from over, and with every new development, we inch closer to the truth. If you found this deep dive into the mystery compelling, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think happened that fateful night? Do you believe Madeleine's case will ever be solved? Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth stories, unsolved mysteries, and intriguing content just like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious.